Okay, so what we're doing today is we are starting to draw pictures for what geometry looks like, and this can be a little hard. So the first thing I want to talk about is what a plane is. A plane is a flat surface, so this piece of paper is a plane. If I hold it this way, that's one plane, but if I rotate it a little bit, that's another plane, and then that's another plane. So every time I rotate it, it's a plane. Your feet, if your feet are on the ground, it's on a plane. My desk is a plane. And so there's planes all around us. Your ceiling's a plane. My back wall, that's a plane. And then we had some other vocabulary. They had lines. Remember, lines keep going both ways forever. Segments have start and stop points, and rays go that way, wait. That way, one way. If we were in class, we would practice doing some of that, but we might do it on video. But I wanted to do some basic drawing so you see what it looks like. And so if you don't have this cut out at this paper, then you just need to write these out. And so a line lies on a plane. So visually, let's see what that looks like. Let's see. Okay, so we're going to say that this pin is my line. It doesn't have arrows going both ways, but that's essentially what it's going to do. And I'm going to choose something heavier for right now. This folder is my plane. So a line lies on a plane looks just like this. The line is on the plane, which makes sense like this. But now, to make it make sense drawing-wise, I have to draw my plane. And remember, planes you draw as parallelograms, which are slanted rectangles. And then the line lies on it. So it's just sitting on top. And so what you're going to do is you're going to make it line on it. And that is saying a line lies on a plane. Okay, a segment and a ray intersect. Intersect means they cross. And so I have a segment. And I have a ray, and they have to cross somewhere. A ray, remember, has one end point, and it goes all the way in one direction. So I'm going to have an end point, and I'm going to go. And do you see those two things intersect right here? Oops, a ray intersects a plane. That's supposed to say plane. Okay, so here is, I said this was a line. Now I'm changing this into a plane. Okay, here's my plane. I'm changing it into a ray. Oh, this is confusing. Okay, so here is my plane. To make this line intersect it, it has to do this. So what it does is it goes through it. So now my ray is intersecting my paper, my plane. Now making it look like that on a two-dimensional drawing can be tricky. So what we do is we start by drawing our plane. And what happened is it came from above and it shot through it at a point. So I'm going to come from above. I'm going to hit through it at one point. Now, for a little while, when I hold this, you guys don't see the whole line. It disappears, but it's under there. And then you see it right here. It pops out, right? So the way you signify that something goes through something is you make a dash line. And then it pops back out. And because it's a ray, one of them has to be an arrow. I'm going to put my arrow down here. But that's what happens when a ray or anything intersects a plane. It goes through and then it's hidden for a while and then it pops out. Okay, the next one, 4 points are non-collinear. Remember, non-collinear means not on the same line. So I'm just going to draw 4 points that are not on the same line. That works. The only thing that will not work is putting 4 points in a straight line. That one's wrong. But any other way that you can draw 4 points around and they're not in the same line, it works. Okay, so these were 4 basic examples where I didn't include letters and I didn't name things. But now we're going to have to do more specific diagrams. Okay, so if you notice it says AB. This is a segment because there's no arrows above it. This one's a line because there is arrows above it. So I'm going to draw my segment first. My segment A, B. You need to put the points here and you need to use capital letters. It's intersecting line CD, so it's going to cross line CD, and you see how this has arrows? So this has to have arrows, but it still has to have points too, and it's CD. And the last thing we have to do is label where it intersects, and it intersects right here, which is point E. Okay. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to do the same idea with our plane, but now we're going to name it. So when you name a plane, if a plane has one letter, only one letter, then it is name, it goes in the corner. Plane K. Doesn't matter which corner. Don't put a point by it though. It just has one name and it's in the corner. Now it contains. So containing is that situation where it lies on top. It doesn't go through, that's intersecting. It's just going to lie on top. And so I'm going to draw a ray on top. And you see how the arrow's above the B? So that means this point has to be the B, and this point here has to be the A. And then it also says that the plane contains point C. So that means anywhere on this plane, I put a C. And it has to have a point. Okay, last one. Line segment EF intersects the plane. Okay, so let's draw the plane. Now this one's different. You notice for number 6, the plane is named with 3 letters. If the plane is named with 3 letters, that means you have to label those 3 points, A, B, C. It doesn't matter where they go. If a plane, like we had in number 6, is named with 1 letter, it goes in the corner. So 1 letter goes in the corner, 3 letters are points around the shape. And I know it's just a little silly and I know it's tricky, but with practice you'll get better at it. Okay, so now we need EF to intersect it. So remember, when it intersects it, it's coming from above and it's going to go through it. So I'm going to come from above. I'm going to intersect it right here, and then I'm going to hide, but it's still there, and then it pops out. And so this is EF, and it intersects at point G. Okay, this stuff is definitely tricky. We are going to practice it, but hopefully you understood about 50% of it. If you understood 50% of it, we can make sure you understand 100% of it by the time we're in class.